Yo, 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 boys. Hopefully this is working. All right, I'm gonna run through my day, journaling, and logging trading process. Oops, this is on my yeah. So I texted in Discord a little bit of my review. I did take anything on my amp other than a test trade just to see like if the micros worked or whatever. I'm keeping it pretty small right now, but I'm just gonna be doing micros, obviously because I don't want to trade minis. That's like gonna take $1,000 or whatever more for trade size. So that's what I'm going to try for now. But with the builder plan, I'll go into what I was looking for. I was looking for longs on the day, but obviously we were pursuing bearish price action using these as target liquidity. I thought we would have reverse liquidity at this point, but my error in this turn was that this area that well, we had this. I mean, it looked fine to me, but I realized later this was our dull or my bad. Our liquidity pool we were going to use to manipulate and run further to the upside, but as this was playing out, this looked pretty dang good. So what do? We swooped here, we reswept, we had our double sweep presented in this area. We even had another triple sweep down here. And so as this displacing leg started going up, we created a fair value gap. We reached up into this order block up here, which I don't use order blocks, but just kind of for reference, which gave us that reversal into this fair value gap. And so, okay, so if I'm being really picky, I just do not like this candle. What I did that was dumb was I entered on this candle right here. Let me show you a long position. And keep in mind too, this was also on Tradevate. So I was using Tradevate for my fund futures. And Tradevate was kind of messing up. So I didn't know how to set a stop loss. I was kind of messing around with Tradevate because I had my amp on this. So I was trading my amp or waiting for a trade for my amp, which I did take anything because it was pretty low prop today. So I saw this presented and I was looking for a reversal for my amp, but now I'm only going to just, take one model, keep it pretty the singularity involved so it doesn't confuse me. But because this was presented for continuations, I was like, all right, sweet, I'll take this on my Tradevate. And the sizing, everything else was kind of wrong, and I can go over it in my Notion, my daily review. And I'm going to add, hold up, you guys get a live example. PA was meh. Once we took the doll, though, it was clean. It was just meh before that. Losing day, mental mistakes. I will say broke rules. I do need to solidify my rules more. And then I would say over leveraged. Let me add that real quick. Y'all are getting the live process. Um, or over sized too much. I was in like three. I was in like three. What's it called? Three the NQ contracts, which is way too much. So size too much and our break rules. News event. I'm pretty sure there's no news. Let me double check. And yeah, skip through this if you just want to get to the part where I discuss the trade. Um, yeah, today was Monday, so no news was presented. So no news. Low problem Monday. All right, so these are my screenshots during the day. Obviously, there is the trade. The stop loss wasn't this big. It was kind of tight, but I was just quickly marking out because I was also looking for a setup on my amp. This is more like this was the trade right here. So this was actually, see how tight that was? It was very stupid. I wanted it below, I wanted the stop loss below this FVG low. Oops. I want to stop loss below the FVG low. And obviously Kev's attached to my journal so you can read all this if he wants to. But yeah, this is pretty much discussing what I did today and how I over leveraged and how I was wrong. So we'll handle that. Obviously, these are my weeklies and then my trade. I'm gonna log this as a trade. So yeah, so I'm gonna look for error points. So the first error point would be this low. This low down here is what we are drawing towards if we're pursuing bearish price action. So we just established I know there's bullish sweeps, but also we have bearish sweeps, and this bearish sweep was respected, and this was used as target liquidity. So target liquidity, then we reswept here, and we started displacing get down. So it was a little bit difficult to identify, just for me personally. But if I zoomed out in the higher time frame, you could just see it looks like a retrace. We were already withholding this gap. And the biggest thing for me was just if we're sweeping liquidity, I don't really want to see like old lows below us until we like unless we have some like timed lows swept out. I don't want to see like this low. I want to see this get taken before we start running up. Because what is made like we're looking for major liquidity points. So this is a major liquidity point. The next major liquidity point, if I'm going on the 1 hour, like Kev's talked about before, this is just obvious. In order to go higher, some days it won't do this. But in order to go higher, we're going to need to take this out before we do anything else. So that's what I should have waited. I should have waited for this low to be taken out and then for us to head to the upside, which it did end up happening, but I was off the charts by that point. Oops, I do not want to click a order. So yeah, and then this is just obviously way too out of range. If we start heading to this, we're going to be extremely bearish. So that's the lesson. I should have waited for the liquidity higher time frame reversal liquidity to be taken out. So we would start a buy program, which we did right here. Bam. So now the buy program is initiated. It did dig pretty deep, but we did get that reversal signature. And then from here, continuation wise, the continuation that I saw after I realized what I did wrong was what 2 minutes? What was it? There was one percentage. I thought I saw one. It was this, but okay, there was an open fair value gap. I thought there was an open fair value gap. That would be like a soup continuation, but I mainly like doing FEGs, do something like that. But yeah, I'd rather look for a fair value gap, which we get here, and we just do not withhold it as we're pursuing bearish price action toward the stall. So the main thing was obviously I can't really target this high right now because it's protected and it's souped, not with time, but it's 9:30 manipulation. And then we're already displacing bearish trend. So I would need to see this taken out before we do anything. And we do the take it out, and then we start displacing higher. Let's see if we get any continuations. We wick into this gap here. Is that going to hold? It's been choppy. Okay, so if I did take this, my stop would need to be below the gap itself. I did not. I don't remember what happened to this. It's just bearish yesterday. What happened? Oh, holy chop. Yeah. So I don't know. Today's a difficult day, but do we suit that high? We do. There's not. Should have been just a no trade day, like honestly. So I'm glad I didn't take anything in my live, but yeah, that was dumb. But it is on a fun eval, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do want to remain taking solid trades. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my trading rules and checklist. I'm gonna clarify these more as I've been doing some stuff here. Obviously, I need to clarify these more so I can use my Claude agent to identify my setups for me. And so I can pretty much give it my trades, and my Claude can just prove if it's a valid trade, which is really cool. I don't want to yap too long, but yeah, so that's really the main thing that I need to focus on. I might just step away and just start focusing on my life for a little bit just so I can make some real money. Obviously, I'll only be taking the best setups I can on the live. If I start crashing out, then that's where I'm going to have my lockouts and maybe set up something like that through my broker, or just have personal rules installed. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't really take anything today. So I don't know what else to talk about. That's the error of the day. It's a Monday. There's not much you should expect, but the obvious choice is, or the obvious option was we need to take out this pool to run to the higher to the upside. So pretty simple stuff, just basic liquidity concepts that I missed out on today. That if we're taking this low at, we're obviously going to also take this low at, respect this 1 hour gap, and then displace higher. So yeah, hopefully y'all found this informational and you get a little glimpse into the trade and what I took and how I was wrong. But we're going to review, refine, collect data, and get better. So I'm going to focus on mastering one model, get profitable with that, and then I can go on to do more diversification, as in reversal trading. So, yes, sir. Y'all have a great night, morning, evening. It is 9:15 for me, so getting ready for bed soon, but I'm going to do some work real quick. So, see ya.